Namaste dosto, welcome back to another episode of The Generation Gap.
Yeah.
Yes, Nivi, of course. Our episodes don't proceed without your
Yeah.
yeah, that. Okay, now let me complete the intro. So, this is the only lighthearted podcast starring two giggly girls, gathering people from different generations to discuss some not so lighthearted topics.
Yeah.
So, today's hello was in Hindi. My name is Ruhi and I belong to Gen Z.
And my name is Nivedita and I also belong to Gen Z. So today's topic is phases of life.
Ooh. Okay, so now, jokes apart, this topic doesn't have to be as lighthearted as it may come off to be. A new phase of life isn't necessarily just fangirling over a certain band or boy.
Fanboying over Fortnite,
Among Us,
GTA.
FIFA.
Okay,
let's
stop.
Yeah. So proceeding with what I was saying, a new phase can be pretty serious for certain people too, like getting the dream job that they've always wanted or even losing a loved one. So before we get talking, let's get introducing our guest for today. So today is a school special episode because it's the first episode with only people from school.
Yeah.
So not only do we have our great friend Naisha, but we also have our beloved English teacher, Miss Christabel.
Welcome to the podcast.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So, getting back to today's topic, phases of life. I think everyone has phases of life, but probably the intensity or significance of them that differs.
Yeah, like your SJ phase was not significant at all. Okay, SJ is a photographer, by the way, who
Yeah.
Nivi obsessed over for a week.
No, it was a month.
Okay, because a month is a long period. Anyways, this is why you should listen to your best friend, Nivi. I always knew it. But okay, anyways, on a serious note, has anyone over here actually had a life-changing event which started a new phase in their life?
I think yes for me, because my first really huge phase was my Harry Potter phase. It started in 6th grade.
Yes,
and it was
yes.
actually the first
Naisha.
It was the first book I ever read. So it was like before that I hated reading. I never wanted to read, but like I started reading Harry Potter, and then we went to like the Order of Phoenix, and that book was I think 900 pages. And when I looked at it, I was like,
fact.
I'm never gonna be able to read this. But then the more I read, the more I was like, I really like reading. So like because of that, I think now reading has become like a really big thing for me. So you see me in school all the time. I'm always carrying like some
Hugging?
sort of
Yeah,
book.
hugging.
I'm always
All
hugging
these
some
people
sort
touch
of exactly. It's like a very good thing for me, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'll have to admit, I'm very late to jump on the train, but I have recently started reading Harry Potter, and I am obsessed with like a capital O. I am obsessed. And Miss Christabel is like, I hate Harry Potter. We see her like shaking her
I
head.
hate Harry Potter.
Miss, give it a
Because-
go.
But
Have you like tried?
but it seems. No, I have not tried. But it seems that if a student is very weak in English, and if you tell them to read Harry Potter, they definitely 100% improve their skills in writing.
That's true.
So like whenever I have a student who is not very good in writing, I always ask them to read Harry Potter. And the next question they ask me is that, Miss, have you read Harry Potter? And I tell them, no.
Miss,
I
it's
have
because
not.
of you that I started reading Harry Potter. Like you said, I don't like Harry Potter, and then I had nothing to read. I love reading, but I had nothing to read during quarantine, and I was like, why not? And now I'm hooked. Okay, but let's not make this a Harry Potter episode. Okay, we like me, Nivi, and Naisha are at a pretty tender stage of our lives. So I don't expect any like super serious phase to have happened. But Miss Chris, you have experienced a lot more. So is there anything that you would like to share that started a new phase in your life?
Yeah.
A new phase in my life, I can tell you, is after being 1 year at home teaching, going back to school, okay, was the best thing that could have happened to me.
And it was the
because
best
the
surprise we
pandemic-
got.
Yeah.
I know I did not want to tell any one of you that I'm going to be back in school like on a very regular basis, and I said let me keep it a surprise. And I walked into the class and I could see the surprise look on all your faces.
It was like a really good
But,
surprise.
Yeah.
Okay, but teaching from home for a period of 1 year, that was definitely a phase in my life which I would never like to repeat it again.
Must have been very
Because
difficult.
the interaction, I think so. I am a person who would like to interact with my students face to face, and looking at the blank screen and every 5 minutes telling students switch on your camera, switch on your camera, like it's for me a waste of time. And just looking at the screen and you cannot see your students' faces, it is nerve-wracking. I definitely would not like to repeat it. And I hope, all students who are at home so very they have got used to the online teaching. A request, please come back to school.
This is like a indirect message to all
Your
like Miss
DL
Christabel's.
students.
Yeah. All the DL
Yeah,
students
please
like come back to school.
because the school means students, and without y'all it is absolutely a big no.
Yeah, lifeless.
Please do come back to school. Think about it. I think so. I would love to see all my students, especially my year 11th, who are going to sit for the boards. I will not be seeing you all next year. Okay. So I think so. I need to see all 20 of you all back to school. My year 10 students, all 30 of you all back in school. Not one of them want to return. And majority of my 9th graders also, if you'll come back, I think so I'll be very happy.
It's okay, miss. At least we see you. That's like something.
Yeah.
I mean, see, because I'm a people person, I like to interact on a face. I like to see my students' faces when I am teaching them, because the expression tells you everything about how good a teacher you are in class. You can understand whether they have understood the topic that's being taught, and especially for year 9th, since you're doing the EFL syllabus, and the most important topic which is there at the moment, which is a bit difficult, I would love to see them in class face to face.
Yeah, and miss, we can't forget, you can catch people who are not completing their work. There's no running away.
Yes, that is definitely the right thing, because what, majority of them when they don't complete their work, at least we can chase them in school. But
That's the biggest
when
motive.
they are not in school, it is a bit difficult.
Yeah.
So now enough about me. Let's go back to Naisha, or let's go back to y'all.
I feel like for both of us, starting this podcast is starting a new phase of our life,
Yeah.
because we've never we're getting to meet a lot of people and talk to them, and it's something. This is probably the first thing that we're doing by ourselves apart from school.
Schoolwork, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good break, and it's starting, I guess, a new phase, and hopefully, touch wood, it goes good.
To be honest, when I heard that you guys were doing a podcast, I was really excited because I'm gonna be completely honest here. I've never listened to podcasts before, so it was never a thing for me. But now that you guys are starting it and everything, and this is my first time being on one, so it's really interesting, and I just can't wait to see how you guys put it all together. And I'm really sure it's gonna turn out great, because everything you
Thank
guys do, just you guys put a lot of your heart and mind to it. So waiting for the products.
Thank you.
And generation gap is really a very apt topic, because there's a big difference of opinion on many things that can actually be open in a very unbiased manner between the older generation and the present. Let me tell you one thing, but I get very jealous of the present generation, and I really wish that I was born in today's world.
There are like
because
pros
I
and
feel
cons.
that, you know,
Miss, I think that's the opposite
Pros
for
and
some of
cons.
us because I constantly wish I was born when my grandparents were born because that time seems so much more
Simpler.
carefree and easier. Yeah,
I know.
than
Like now it's
it
like a
seems
lot.
now.
I guess there are like pros and cons of everything.
like see, like, you know, when we tell you how to do research work, all you need to do is just click buttons and you get your answers.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember when I used to do my research work, means I had to pour through thousands of books to get all the notes and things that I needed when I was actually doing my graduation in literature. And like, you know, with 36 books to do a research for
Oh
all
my
those
God,
books
can't
and all those different
imagine.
topics. It was definitely not a one walk in the garden.
Yeah, but it's like
Okay, it was
like, you know, at the
something
same
very
time,
difficult.
at the same time, we may feel like, oh, we wish we were born that time because, like, I guess like competition was less, or people were less
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people were less like I
And
don't
also
know.
like because of social media everything's
Yeah.
gotten so much more like I have to look good, I have to post good pictures, everyone has to like it.
Complicated.
If I don't get get these
No,
many
but I think
likes.
so. Even during that time, looks were very important. Okay, and I think so. Like, you know, if you were to see, like, you know, today when I see girls being so very bold and being like, you know, they don't take any nonsense for granted. Like, you know, if you talk about body shaming, you talk about complexion color. Like today, like, you will just turn around and you will give the person something good to hear. But in those days, we had to mind our P's and Q's when speaking. We just could not be very open about like, you know, someone I remember, like, you know, because I was dark, I mean, I have heard a lot of barbs about it. And definitely, like, you know, during that time, like, we were taught to respect our elders, so like, you know, never back answer. And then later on, when I put on weight, like, you know, people used to body shame me.
Oh.
Even during that time, I used to keep quiet because no doubt I'm very bold and I will not accept now anything. If anyone tells me, I may turn back around and give them 10 words to hear. But those days, no, it was like that.
This is like
We
a
used
good
to just
idea
keep
for a new
quiet.
episode. Like, what is better, the older, like being in that older
Yeah.
generation or now?
Yeah.
I feel that, you know, like, you know, we as women, we should not just become doormats.
Yeah,
We should just
very
not
true.
allow
Be
anyone
a
to
boss
trample
lady.
upon us.
Yeah, be bold.
Yeah, like why should anyone trample upon us? I think so. In today's world, we are on par with with our male gender.
Very true.
So why?
Exactly.
Yes.
Why?
So many more
Agreed.
people
Woman
so many more
empowerment.
people
I
are
agree.
educated about the topic now. So many more people want to know more about gender equality, are more interested in it. We have because of this time, because there are so many people who are willing to talk about it, more and more women are coming up, sharing their stories, discussing everything. So
Yeah.
automatically
Yes,
just
but you know, even when we speak about gender equality, okay, we say that male and female should be equal. Then I want to ask you all one question. In the buses, why do we yet have seats reserved for women?
That's like separate,
If
like
a male is sitting
respect.
in a lady's seat, okay, why should he be asked to get up?
I feel
So
like
in
that's like
gender equality,
yeah, that's a very controversial thing to talk about. But I also feel like that's like a sign of respect for women because like there are certain
but then say gender equality, then we should give respect even to the other gender as well.
Miss,
True.
gender equality can't be it can't be equal till both sides are equal. Until now, it's like even now it's like men and then women, and slowly it's rising. But it can't be completely equal until we raise that branch. So I think once it's gone to that branch, we can like discuss more on it, like topics that men also go through, because men have higher suicide rates than women and everything. And
Yeah,
I
that's very
think that's one thing that we should be talking about, and we should be educating people about. But for now, we're just trying to like
Get
raise
it to
more
the equal
awareness.
basis.
Yeah, raise more awareness
very
on
good
how
point.
this can become this.
Okay, so what effects do you think that these phases can have on us, like mental health wise?
Okay, Miss Chris can go first this time. I went first last time.
No, I did not get the question. I could not hear
Okay,
it
repeat.
clearly.
Yeah, miss, what effects do you think these phases can have on us, like mental health wise?
Like if you, like certain people, they undergo things like, you know, losing someone very very close to their heart, and then that will like take them to a whole new phase of their life wherein they're simply trying to cope with that situation. So, and then there are again like phases like, you know, like Naisha said, Harry Potter phase, which have a good effect on us. So like what is your take on this? Like what are the effects that these phases have?
See, the teaching at home, okay, it taught me that, you know, I can be very techno savvy. The minute you say ICT, I hate it. But it has brought out some of the best things that, you know, I was very eager to learn about all the new apps and how to do things and how to try and make my lessons online interesting. So when you can't see your students, you're left on technology to actually make your lessons interesting. So, yes, I learned something new. Like as I told you all, I'm very jealous about you all because, you know, you're all so techno savvy compared to us. Like, you know, if I have to do an editing, I will not know how to do it. I will have to depend on one of my students to do it for me. So, like, I learned something new. Okay, that, you know, when you think about the pandemic, seeing what is happening outside, it can have a very depressing
Yeah.
feeling, and especially, you know, the minute you switch on your TV, the news, it's only talking about the pandemic, and it's not talking anything favorable.
These many
It's
deaths,
only
these many
the
cases.
negative aspects that they are
How many
highlighting.
deaths?
New
How
variants?
many deaths? They are not
Mutations.
talking about like the. I am sure that, you know, people must have succumbed to other kind of deaths as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's not only the COVID.
Yeah.
That's
We are not talking about that. People have died of. People have committed suicide. People have died of cancer. But it's only the COVID which is being highlighted at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's depressing. And I think so in a situation which is depressing, talk about positive things also, which will make the people happier.
Yeah, that's what I think that's the best thing that we can do. Like for not only for COVID but anything else, the best thing to do is like to focus on the positive side,
Yeah.
and that's just what will like
Make the
help
best
you.
of the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone says.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that brings me to my second question, which is like, how do you think we can get out of these phases? Like there are certain phases where you are addicted to something, like your SJ phase. So, like in these phases, how do you like get out of it? Wait, can like Nivi answer this? How did you get out of your SJ phase, Nivi?
Okay, so basically, I started watching Miraculous. Oh my god.
Of course you did.
And
Miraculous Ladybug.
yeah, and that just made me forget about SJ.
Wow, so unloyal. Or disloyal, sorry.
That's actually a thing. Like once you finish kind of being on one thing, and then immediately you move on to another thing, you kind of just forget. So it's like
Yeah.
distracting yourself from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
previous phase, and it works for a lot of things. Like how Miss Chris said about this whole pandemic thing. When you wanted it, like it can get very depressing, and when you need to distract yourself from it, there are so many things that you can do. So like I play the guitar, or I listen to music or something like that whenever it gets, you know, really bad. So I think distraction is one of the things that
yeah.
a lot of people can do to just, you know, find the good things in the situation.
Yeah.
I think so you can divert your attention and your energy, like channelize it into something
Better.
new.
Yeah.
Okay, change see, like, you know, you're at an age of infatuation, right? And at the moment, like, you know, if you're so taken up by a certain star, a certain person, it will just last for a few weeks, few days, and then you will have someone new to look up to.
Yeah.
So
I miss, but that
I
doesn't
just
apply to
believe
me.
in that.
I'm a very loyal fan. I've been liking the same person from like
Would you
years.
like to name the
Oh my
person?
God.
No thanks.
Oh my God, you like Varun Dhawan?
Yeah.
Miss, how do you know?
Oh, I love Salman Khan, please.
Oh
Miss,
no.
he's such a bad person.
Yeah.
Everything is okay.
Okay,
but
this
he's
is
such a
getting too
bad
controversial.
person.
This is getting too controversial. Too controversial. Okay, there are lots of Salman Khan fans out there who will come at us. So like, let's not. Okay, wait. Another thing that we can do to actually like get out of this like depressing state is to just surround yourself with like motivating people. That really plays like a key thing. Like, if there are people around you who are constantly like giving you the negative vibes and they're just filling negativity into you, that's just gonna not like that's not gonna help at all. So you need to be with people who are like there to motivate you, uplift you, like Nivi, who's always there to make me laugh.
Aww.
Yeah, I agree with Rohi. Like, when you're surrounded with people who are negative, like, you will only absorb all that negative energy. You should be surrounded with people who can make you laugh, who will make you forget how depressing the things are around you. You must think positively.
Yes.
Like, minute you have someone who's very negative around you, just throw that person out. Out.
Best thing to do,
Bye.
just get out. You don't belong here.
Because people can really rub off on other people. So it's like if like interests can be shared, qualities can be shared between two people. So it's really nice when you hang out with people who also, want to make the best out of everything. It kind of rubs off on you, and then it just makes it makes it way happier than it actually is in fact. So
Yeah,
it just
that's
changes the whole situation.
Yeah.
Yep. And it just, I think
Yeah,
it's like,
that is there.
go ahead, ma'am.
Like, I will tell you, like, 11 years ago, I underwent a surgery, and it was life-threatening. And like, when people used to come to visit me, like, they used to tell me, do you know so-and-so person died of the sickness?
Wow.
So-and-so thing has happened. And you could imagine, like, a person like me, like, first of all, being sick, I hate being sick. And I remember my elder brother, like, minute he used to start speaking all these negative things, like, he used to tell me, like, okay, Bells, you can go now to the bedroom, there's no need for you to sit here. And I think so, like, being away from all these negative people who were there, who used to only come and visit me and feel such a negative energy in the room when I was present, that, I was far away from them. I think so that was the only thing that actually kept me going and giving me the courage, like, to fight against whatever it was. So, like, minute you have this negative people around you, automatically you start taking in all their negative energy which is there. So always surround yourself with people who are positive, people who will motivate you.
Yeah.
Even if you are feeling very low, you're feeling very depressed, but if you have that one person who can bring a smile to your face or who can make you laugh,
It can do
Yeah.
wonders.
yes, I mean, it can really make you feel good.
Yes. That's why it's very important to find that one person actually. Nivi. You guys know what's coming next. We asked our Insta followers.
By the way, if you're listening to this and you don't follow our Instagram, what are you doing?
Yeah, what even are you doing?
Go follow us, please. Like right now.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so we asked our Insta followers to drop in any questions they had asked us about phases of life. So let's get answering some of those questions. We chose two.
By the way, people bombarded us with questions knowing that Miss Chris was going to answer them.
Yeah, so ma'am.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes.
We got more questions than ever. Okay, Nivi, you want to go for the first one?
Yeah, so the first question is, for students, which phase would be the most difficult one, school or university?
Okay, so we are still in school. So I guess ma'am, you can answer this.
That depends how you actually take life. Like, if you take university as a new phase of life, a new learning stage, I am sure university is not going to be difficult. Yes. maybe there may be cultural differences. You may have culture shocks, but I think so. We are living in a very modern world with where we have got access to so many things. So initially, maybe you may have a problem making friends, but then don't hesitate. Go ahead and break the ice.
Yep.
School, when you're in university, you will miss school. And when you're in school, you say, oh, how I wish, like now, when I'm going to finish my high school and when I'm going to be in university.
I know, right? I keep saying, I'm like,
But,
I
you
just
know,
want to
when
be
you're in
free.
school, when you're in school, enjoy that phase because you will never get it back again. When you are in the university, enjoy also your uni life.
Yes. Hashtag
Like,
YOLO.
no, it is, and please don't make it all work.
Yeah.
Learn, like, to have a well balanced thing where you're working, that is, you're studying as well as enjoying
Yep.
life at the same time. Okay?
Great answer, miss. Okay, so this one is also, I guess, only miss can answer because this is directed to the older generation. How has teenage life changed now compared to when you were teens?
Oh, teenage life, during that time, it was like, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, I think so. Like, we were not given a lot of freedom, a lot of curtailment on our freedom. Like, I remember when I was in school, I was in a convent school, and being in a convent school, like, it is like you're not supposed to talk to boys. If you're talking to boys, means you are punished, and it used to be so difficult. I remember, even if I used to see my brother, like, I used to get so frightened to speak to him because I was frightened that the news would reach the principal that I was talking to a boy, even if that boy happened to be my brother. So the thing is that I feel that today's teenagers, I don't think so. There are a lot of taboos on them, like don't do this, don't do that. Okay, there are things where lines are drawn, but I don't think so. Like, we state that, oh, if you are talking to that boy means it's something wrong. No. But in those days, it was a big no.
But like
So,
even
like,
now, it kind of exists. Now also it kind of
It
exists in some
but,
families.
but maybe a person like me, okay, a person like me will understand it.
Yeah,
Like
correct.
if you're speaking to a boy, it's not necessary that it can be something wrong.
Yeah.
Why should it be something wrong? Can't a boy just be a friend?
Exactly. Yes.
Huh?
That's the
It is.
best thing.
I mean, minute you start sowing those mad seeds into your mind, like like we start saying, yeah, that, this. That is when, like, you'll want to do something wrong. But I think so. If the seeds are not sown, the doubts are not sown into anyone's mind, no one can do anything wrong.
Yeah, and that also applies to
Maybe
like,
I'm able to understand because
Yep.
what I went through during that period of time.
yeah. That's what even like all my like both my
Okay.
parents, they were in like all boys, all girls school. So they keep saying like when this year we had co-ed, I know that we all like most of us actually were pretty annoyed because we were like, oh no, we're gonna be with boys, how is this gonna be? But then actually, to be honest, like now it's more fun in co-ed.
I feel like we landed into the correct class.
That's kind of true. Like you don't have any problematic boys, I would say. But like then again, like just like co-ed,
But
it's more
then
fun.
see, you're saying that you don't have any problematic boys, but the problem is that you're studying still online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's correct
Correct?
that. Like, we don't have any problematic boys in the blended class. We have sassy boys. Shout out to them. Okay. Anyways, but then yeah, my mom, she keeps saying like, we have never experienced that, and like they never at their time they could never like see how it was to go in a co-ed school. And out of all my mother's siblings, only the youngest went to a co-ed school, and when they saw her enjoying so much, they, that there's that feeling of like, oh, I miss this.
Yeah.
So that's also them.
And actually, like, when you study in a co-ed system, it helps you to interact with the opposite gender.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is very
You're
important
not
for later.
embarrassed.
It's very important for life
Okay,
later.
yeah. And like I think so, in today's world, when we rub our shoulders on an equal par with our opposite gender, so co-ed and speaking to boys, I don't see anything wrong in it.
Yeah.
As long as you know your limits.
Yes. That is important.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much about it, guys. This was definitely a very heart-touching and a very
I am
special.
sure,
Yeah.
but I am sure majority of I don't know whether my older generation, those who are of my age group, are going to agree with this. I may get 2 knocks on my head
Go for it.
later on. I'm not very sure about it.
Okay, but this was a very hard.
You will have to come to my rescue,
Yes, ma'am.
okay?
Yes,
Yes,
of
we got
course.
you, Liz. We got you.
Yeah.
Okay, this was a very heart-touching and a very, very special episode. A big, big, big thank you to Naisha and Miss Chris for being such sports and joining our podcast. Our conversation with you was very valuable, entertaining, and fun.
Also,
you
if
for
you like
having
this
us.
episode, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting
Yes,
me.
it was so
Our
much fun.
pleasure.
I had a lot of fun.
Also, if you like this,
Thanks a lot.
Now you can say it.
if you like this episode, please make sure to follow us here on Spotify and check our Instagram page at the official Gen Gap for weekly interaction to be part of our third question segment.
Please show some love on our YouTube channel too. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye.